Okay, last night I was playing around and I found another thrift store T-shirt that I got in, I think it was Branson, in one of those grab bag bins. Anyway, I took the back of the T-shirt and I cut it up and I just made myself a square. I saved the sleeves, but this is, I didn't want to have the hem part in this dress, because what I'm going to try and do before I tighten up my elastic and anything else, I'm going to try and slit this, cut it with scissors to make it that fringe look. I don't know if I'm going to tie the knot in there or not, but I just wanted to show you that you can use this same pattern and make a dress. Of course, you're going to have to put your hem in, or if you're going to, you can use the bottom of the T-shirt for the hem and then just make your square out of that. But I didn't finish sewing up the sleeves here because I thought I was going to slice them, but I have a feeling I'm going to go ahead and finish this sleeve off, and when I make my slice in the back, I'm going to make the slice in the middle of that, put the seam in the middle of that one piece, that one slice. But I don't think I can slice evenly myself, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some freezer paper and draw lines and then iron it on and then cut it that way. So while I get that paper ready, I'll come back and I'm going to sew these up and try and put these strings up out of the way so that I won't be cutting them when I cut the rest of the fabric. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, here's test number one. I took a piece of freezer paper and I did just a square grid. I made my lines 1.5 inches and then just the other lines just shy of 3/8 of an inch. I just used my ruler and I used that for lines. So now I'm going to cut this piece up because I've decided that I want my fringes on this blouse to be right up to, I probably could have gone deeper, but we'll start with this and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is going to be my first attempt. So my first cut, I've never done this before, if you obviously could tell. I'm going to put my first grid right on top of that line of sewing because I want to make sure that when I cut that, that seam stays intact underneath there. So that's where I'm going to put my first heated piece of freezer paper. What I did with the threads and the elastic, I used the black elastic on this one. It's the same as the white, only I had a really tough time getting this to work on my bobbin, so I had to unwind my bobbin and go as hard as I could, and finally I got it to work properly in my bobbin. But this seems to be more difficult to use than the white version. I don't know why, but it looks pretty good. Even with that black on the red, it's very, if it would have been white, it would have stood right out. But that sort of just blends in with that, and this would be really cute with a pair of black leotards. That would really look nice together. Okay, let me, see if my husband gets that. Okay, good, he did. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to do my first cut, so I'm going to lay my sleeve out, and I'm going to try and work around that. I'm only going to be cutting one layer at a time, so let's go ahead and put that down. Take our paper and line that up directly on top of that line of stitching. So I'm going to do this. If you're brave, you can just go ahead and cut it freehand, but I'm not brave. So I'm taking the easy way out and letting the freezer paper do the hard work for me. Okay, so first cut, I'm going to cut on the edge of that freezer paper, and I'm going to cut on the other edge. Okay, so now I've made my 2 edge cuts. Now I'm going to cut the middle pieces out of here. You know what, I'm thinking now I should have probably tried these, the width of this out before I, on a scrap piece of fabric to see if I like the size of this cut. Okay, I hear you're supposed to pull these so to give it that curly look on the bottom, and if you cut these long, you're supposed to if you cut the long side, you can actually knot the end of these for another look. Okay, well, there's the first cut. Let's try piece number 2. Okay, I don't have to have too much here. Okay, so now I'm going to line that up right with the last piece and heat that down. Kind of listening to what who my husband's talking to. Okay, so here we go again. Same thing. Right side. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Okay, what do I have left? I don't even know if I'm going to come out even on the end. We'll find out shortly. So, at least if I do come out odd on the end, I will be in the back of the blouse. Okay, let me see what else I need here. Okay, so I am a little off. So I can go with a half, or I can make 2 of them a little bit longer. I'm going to go and do 2 of them a little bit longer. So I'm going to cut off 4 right here. And I'm going to just put this over the edge just a wee hair. Okay. Okay, so cut that. What I'm trying to do is ease that little off between a few of these. Okay. I've got them with the heat on. It's just there's static electricity everywhere. Okay, so what do we got left? We've got 3 pieces left, so I'm going to that's not enough for another one. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do it like this. I probably should have done it the other way, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that, make a couple big ones. Make sure you're only cutting 1 layer. Okay, so there we go. Sleeve 1 is done. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other sleeve, and then I'll come back when I get to because I still got to write up all my cuts for the skirt part. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I've got both of the sleeves done. I'm going to do the skirt part of it now. I decided to go with the same size cuts, but wider. I'm going to go with a 3-inch cut, whereas this was 1.5 inches. And that'll, I probably should have made my cuts before I put the elastic in the waist, but I didn't, and I should have. So what I'm going to do is put a container of, a sheet of cardboard up the center and stretch out that waistband so that I can get a nice cut on this. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start in the back where I have that seam. I've got my elastic my loose threads that I haven't finished yet because I might have to pull the waistband tighter. I have them pinned and taped up out of the way so I won't cut any of those threads. And I did 3 layers of stitching just like I did on the white t-shirt. So this is just a piece of cardboard, and I'm just going to put it up in here to stretch that elastic, just so I can get a nice smooth fit on the cut that I'm going to make. Okay, so there's that. So first one I'm going to do is make sure you don't use those end pieces because they're not a full cut. Well, however you cut your paper up. So I'm not going to use this whole sheet. So I'll cut it in half. Okay. So first cut, I'm going to put that over my seam. Okay. I'm leaving, I don't know. I don't even know if I should, but I'm going to. I'm leaving 1 inch from the top of the cuts to the elastic in the waist. I have no idea what it's going to look like. So we'll find out once I finish making these cuts. So here we go. First cut on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to move that cardboard and start cutting. And you want to make sure you're only cutting 1 layer of your fabric. Okay, get on the other side of that seam. I finished this seam off because I knew I was going to cut this and I didn't want. That might be a good idea or a bad idea, I don't know. I shall find out. Okay, I can't use that one. Okay, so we got that one. Yeah, this is the middle piece. I guess it'll be alright. We'll see. Okay, so that was cut 1. So I'm going to work around the other side and do the same thing I just did with round 2. And what I was talking about is those knots on some of these cut t-shirts. They'll take it and they will put a little knot in it like that, so it'll look real cute. But I probably, if I was going to knot it, I probably should have made a lot longer dress. So I'll have to save that for the next one with the longer knots. Okay, I'm going to finish doing this and then I'll come back and show you the results. Okay, bye. Okay, well here it is. This is my first fringe attempt on, I still have to tighten up my waist and my neckline, but there's the fringe look I have her in tights right now, and she looks like something out of Robin Hood, but maybe when I put her in a bathing suit it'll look better. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a swimsuit that matches red right now. I may end up tying these fringes off, because you can tie these off. You can also slant them at an angle. I think if I might even go in and cut these sleeves even more, so they'll hang in, instead of hanging like sleeves, they'll hang on each side. So I'm probably going to go all the way up to the top. And as far as the fringe goes here, I might tie knots in it. I don't know. We'll see when I get it done. But anyway, that is how to fringe a t-shirt. And I think there's all kinds of things you can do with it for beach cover-ups or costumes or whatever you're going to make with it, because you could make a fairy out of it, or like a Robin Hood figure. But I do think I'm going to cut these deeper on the shoulders. And okay, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.